There's 11. No, you need to wait. Okay. X minus y over 8y minus 8x. Okay. X minus y. Can I factor that? No. So we just leave it. X minus y. What about the denominator?
You could take out an 8.
I can factor out an 8. So let's take out the GCF 8. And what am I left with?
Y minus x.
Y minus x. Okay, and I put that x minus y in parentheses.
It should be...
Okay, can I cancel those?
No. What if you took out an 8 at negative 8?
Exactly. What if I took out a negative? If I take out a negative from here, that y becomes negative and that x becomes positive. So let's do that. Does anybody remember what these are called? They're called opposite binomials. Okay, those are called opposite binomials. So if we take out from the denominator a negative, that will actually flip these two terms. So in the numerator I would have x minus y over negative 8 times x minus y. Does that make sense? Okay. And then now what can cancel? The x minus y's. So if I cancel out the x minus y's, what's left in the numerator? A 1 all over negative 8. Or we can put the negative on the outside. You can put the negative attached to the 1. It does not matter. Okay. So we also need to pay attention to opposite binomials. This will work every single time. Okay, because in subtraction, the order of things does matter. So let's look at an addition one. Okay, example 6. We have 2 plus x, all of that squared, all over x squared plus 6x plus 8. Okay, 2 plus x squared. Question, can I take the square and distribute it into the parentheses? Why not? Because I'm adding, not multiplying. Okay, so how would I actually write this? 2 plus x times 2 plus x. Okay, so we expanded it. And instead of foiling it all out, let's look at the denominator. Can I factor that guy? Yeah, I can use diamond there. So what two things multiply to positive 8 and add up to positive 6? 4 and 2. So x plus 2 times x plus 4. Okay. In the numerator I have 2 plus x. In the denominator I have x plus 2. Are those the same thing? They are. Addition order does not matter. So we could actually rewrite one of these as x plus 2. So this is the same as x plus 2 times 2 plus x all over x plus 2 times x plus 4. Now it's a little bit more obvious what cancels for us. So x plus 2 and one of the x plus 2's cancel. And what am I left with as my answer? 2 plus x over x plus 4. If you want to, you could also rewrite the other one as x plus 2. It does not matter. Because, like I said, for addition, order does not matter. In the previous problem, it was subtraction, so order does matter in that case, right? Because 1 minus 2 is not the same as 2 minus 1. But if we were adding them, the order doesn't make a difference. Yes. Now we're going to move on to multiplying. It's pretty much similar steps. Step 1, we want to factor the numerator and denominator if we can. And then step 2, we're going to cross-cancel and simplify. Now, remember, anything in the numerator will cancel with anything in either of the denominators. And you guys will see what I mean in a second when we do example 7. So just for right now, write out the steps and write down example 7, and then we'll go over it together. Okay, so for example 7, we have 5x to the third times y over x squared y. All of that is being multiplied by y to the third over 15x squared. Okay, I'm going to show you guys 2 different ways to do this. Off to the side, we're going to do it the long way first. Okay, so if I'm multiplying fractions, what do? I can multiply straight across, right? For multiplying fractions, so we're going to multiply the numerators and we're going to multiply the denominators. So what is 5x to the third y times y to the third? 5. It's going to give me 5x to the third y to the fourth. In the denominator, x squared y times 15x squared. That gives me 15 x to the fourth y. Okay. Now I can reduce these things, right? 5 goes into 15 3 times. Those x's cancel, right? X to the third cancels with 3 of the x's in the bottom, so we're left with just 1x. And this y cancels, so how many y's are left in the numerator? 3. So what would my answer be here? Or y to the third all over 3x. Okay? There is a little bit quicker way to do this, because we will start coming to problems that are a little bit longer and we maybe don't want to necessarily multiply straight across. So let's look at this. Anything in either of the numerators can cancel with anything in either of the denominators. So I'm just going to move from left to right and start canceling as I see them. Do you see anything in the denominator that cancels with 5? 15. 5 and 5 goes into 15 3 times. Okay, what about x to the third? X squared and x to the third. So how many do I have left in the numerator? 1x, right? Those 2 x's cancel with 2 of the x's on top. Okay, what about the y's? That y and y cancel. Are we done? Is there anything else that cancels? There's another x. We have this x that was left over, and we have 2 x's down below. So this x will cancel with one of those. And then we can multiply the numerator. So what's left in the numerator? Y to the third over 3x.
Simpler this way because it's smaller number.
Most of our problems are going to be like the next example. So example 8. 3x minus 12 over x plus 5 times x plus 6 over 2x minus 8. Okay, so going back to our steps from before, what we want to do first is we want to factor the numerator and denominator and then cancel and multiply. So for example 8, we're going to factor everything first. So I just go fraction by fraction. Okay, so looking at the first fraction, can I factor the numerator? Yes. What method? GCF. So we're going to pull out a 3. And that leaves me with x minus 4 over x plus 5. Does that factor? No. So I'm just going to rewrite it in parentheses to remind me to keep it all together. Times x plus 6. Does that factor? Nope. So we just rewrite it, x plus 6 over How do I factor the denominator here? We can just factor out a 2. So x minus 4. Exactly. So now we can look for anything that happens to cancel. And in this case, x minus 4 and x minus 4 cancel. Do anything else cancel? No. So what we're left with is just whatever's left in the numerators. So in our numerator, we have 3 times x plus 6 and x plus 5 times 2. So we put the 2 on the outside. So 2 times x plus 5. So after we're done canceling everything, we just multiply straight across. But it's easier for us to factor and cancel first because then the multiplication is less. Okay? X squared plus 5x minus 36. All